We're back, guys.
Hello bitches, we're back.
Okay.
Welcome to another YouTube video. This is going to be a sequel or a prequel or whatever, part
It's
2.
a sequel, yeah.
Yeah,
of the last video.
this is more embarrassing stories that have happened to us in secondary school.
I don't want to tell these, but I also do.
Also, we're going to be giving a little bit of advice starting off secondary school as well.
I don't want to start.
Oh, okay, I'll go. My school has a bait-out account for our year.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna name names. My year is very irrelevant. Our year is gaining relevance because of that account, and we've been talking about it. And one of my friends almost ended up on that account.
Accounts like bait out accounts, slander accounts, like meme accounts of like different schools that have been all over TikTok, Instagram, and don't get me wrong, a lot of them are funny, but I actually do feel bad for a lot of the people that are on there because some people that get exposed on there, I never know if it's like they've given consent, and some of the stuff they actually say about them is quite mean.
The old year 11, so people who just left our school, there was an account for them, and it was like, oh yeah, this person gave this person head, and it was just stuff like that, and it's like, oh.
Tea.
Yeah.
Well, there was the time that when I was in secondary school, I accidentally almost mooned my entire girls' PE class. Mooning is basically when you show your ass to someone. So that almost happened to me. I think I was playing netball or basketball. We were inside the main sports hall, year 9 or 10 or something. I was chasing after it, and this is why I hate laces. Always get loose no matter how tight I try and tie them, and then I end up tripping over them, and that's exactly what happened last time. So I was chasing after the ball, basketball, netball, whatever it was, and I tripped over my own shoelaces, and for some reason, I don't know how, but I must have caught my short or something, like in my leg. It must have just been pulled down, and so I landed like, you know, on my knees, pulled down my shorts slightly. My fight or flight kicked in because I was thinking like, oh my god, have I just shown my entire PE class my ass? Thankfully, I don't think I did because when I pulled it up, it didn't really go that high, so I could kind of tell, oh, okay, I don't think anyone really saw anything. And no one said anything anyway, which is good because I know that if somebody did see something, they'd never let me live it down because they were those kind of bitches. That is probably one of my most embarrassing stories today. I honestly didn't do much because I was like a selective mute. I was like so shy that there wasn't really much else that I did, but that was probably up there just because of how close I brushed with death on that day.
So let's just a 10. Oh, I have one.
Don't waffle.
So, long story short, a while ago, I basically was in school. I was in my school, normal day. I was talking to my teacher friend. I have a bunch of teacher friends. And I was talking to this man, was also a teacher, and he was my friend.
Okay.
And when I turned around, I saw this kid just doing that.
Wait, you didn't tell me you did this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did do that.
He just became Italian. He was giving it all that.
No. Okay, so basically he was doing something really weird, and the man told me to just look away, don't even look at him.
So he didn't like try to stop him?
Just ignore.
Like, out of sight, out of mind.
Like, this boy's whole body, and he was doing,
Wait,
Wait, did he have his willy out?
yeah, seriously.
It's an average day in like secondary school. 1 minute you're talking to your friends, and then you turn the next corner, it's just the boy with his badonkadonk out. Like,
are you
School.
okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, so hi, we're back again. So I have an embarrassing story about a time on the bus. 2 stories. I hadn't gotten on the bus in years. It was like year 8. And I got on the bus and I bought chips with my friend Ray. I was getting off the bus to get off at Jamie's old primary school. Before I could get off, I was on the stairs and then it stopped. The chips spilled everywhere. I ran off the bus because I was like scared. The bus driver would shout at me because I hadn't gone on in like such a while, but like...
bus drivers can either be the nicest or the meanest people that you've ever met. Some of them just take their job way too seriously. Me personally, yeah, the bus is full, right? But waiting for like a bus for like 30 minutes. 2 buses would come before, and they'd all be the same bus, but those 2 buses would be full. Then this one would be full, but not as full, and the bus driver would not let me on because he claimed it would be too full. Motherfucker, if it's too full, why stop? Why waste your time? Those would be the type of bus drivers that don't even wait till you finish getting up the stairs before they start driving off, and then you literally fall down those stairs, and no one will help you because you're not old. You know, old people have privilege. Old privilege.
I have now 3 stories from you just speaking about it.
Yeah.
So
Is it my turn now?
No, it's not. Wait your turn. Old lady fell down on the bus and there was blood. It was very bad. And then a 6th woman shouted at my friend who didn't help because obviously we're in year 9 at this point. And me and my friend just stood there. We were so shocked. We're like, oh my god.
I kind of get like why she'd be angry, but at the same time, shouting at people's not going to help anything. Like, you guys were clearly kids who were just in shock and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, like, sorry. In assembly, I ripped my trousers in front of everyone. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like I was more overweight then, so I would have a hard time trying to get up.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you.
I tried to get up and my pants, I'm not American, trousers split. I made a huge noise. I could see everyone being like,
What was that?
you're going for that story? Year 8. I think on one of the last days, it was summer, where I was really sweating. It was a mean bus driver. She hates kids. Not sure why she's a bus driver, but okay. I was sitting there. I was on my phone, so I didn't really hold on to anything. So I fell forward when she stopped the bus, like abruptly. I'm not even joking. I almost cried because I was, first of all, still a child.
I was so many things like embarrassing in school because they really didn't need to be. In assembly, I had a major issue with like over sweating. I think I just had overactive sweat glands, and I think it was because of anxiety and stuff like that, but also I just think I was a greasy bitch. Like sitting in chairs in assembly, and they would always be those really
We
cheap.
would sit on the floor. Like we still don't sit like on chairs in assembly.
That's weird. I had these really cheap chairs that if you literally had the tiniest bit of sweat, it would show. So me, obviously, because I'm nervous that everybody's going to see it anyway, automatically I produce a lot more sweat. I'd be sitting assembly and then I'd be getting up and then I'd always see, oh great, there's like a pool of sweat. There's like a... Okay. On my chair, getting up, leaving the assembly, and I could feel eyes looking at it. And no one ever said anything, but I just hated it because it was like, well, I can't even control
That
it
still
now.
happens to me though. Like
Why do bus drivers go out of their way to just be mean? It's like, who really cares if some people didn't really scan in? Like, I know obviously everybody's meant to scan in, but like, you guys get paid by the hour. You don't get paid by the amount of people that scan in every day. Relax, yeah? It's not that deep. Jamie, tell us about your lunchbox story.
Okay. So one time I was playing with my new friends, and I had new friends. This random kid just like walked up to me and tried to snatch my lunchbox away from me. I was playing as a cat. It was in my mouth because I was playing as a cat roll.
what?
Until this
Wait,
kid-
what? You're playing as a what now?
Cat. As a cat roll. And this random dude just came up and like, hey, that lunchbox is mine. But really it's mine. But
Jimmy,
he
your
stopped.
your lunchbox is something to do with like Minecraft or something. I don't think anyone's gonna own up to that.
He stops and the teacher said, what are you doing? One of the things I just...
So he stole your lunchbox
No,
out.
but no, he didn't steal my lunchbox. It was in my mouth. I had a strong mouth.
So he snatched your lunchbox that was in your mouth.
So wait, did you open your mouth? So wait, how did that fit into your mouth?
He was playing as a cat, apparently.
No, not the whole lunchbox, the handle.
Oh, the handle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the
I was so
handle.
confused.
So he just yanked it out of your mouth.
No, I had a strong mouth back then, and I was like,
So back then, you're still.
This was like a few months ago.
yeah, I know.
Back then, like 3 months ago. Did you get the lunchbox back?
Yeah, I got it. I have it.
Anyway, I think we're going to move on to the advice now that we've run out of stories. Okay, so we've all got different perspectives of British secondary schools because we've all went to different ones and we're all in different stages. So like, I finished secondary school, he's just started, and he's like midway through. Starting secondary school, my advice is don't overdo it with the bulk buying, as in like, you know, the back to school stuff, the new pencil cases, new pens, new backpack, new water bottle, new books, blah blah blah. Don't overdo it because believe me, half of that stuff is going to get stolen by little shits in your class anyway within the first week. So get one solid pen, one solid like, you know, them like sharpeners that are also rubbers, like a 2-in-1. Get one of those,
Like,
so that you don't have loads of little things.
Have backups, like,
but
like,
keep them at home.
Yeah.
Make friends.
Yeah, well,
If
that's
you
easier
can.
said than done. So just buy like one good pen, one good pencil, a highlighter, and a 2-in-1 sharpener
Rubber.
and rubber and a ruler in a small like compact pencil case.
Yeah, I just like say, oh, my pen doesn't
Also,
work. I guess you gotta
when
go
it-
to another person and ask them.
Okay, no one understands what you're saying.
So
Sorry.
when it comes to art lessons, you're gonna have them at least once a week. But if you are in year 7 and you're starting, don't buy stuff for art lessons because they really aren't gonna really matter.
Yeah, and they'll always have stuff there for you, even though it's crap.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, who really pays that much attention in year 7 art? Both did art GCSE, she's still doing it. And one thing I will say is don't fall under the impression that you can just do whatever you want in whatever art style is good for you in art GCSE. You're not allowed that. Unfortunately, school has this really, really sexy, cute thing of destroying
all individuality.
You're going in there with the mindset of like, oh, I like drawing comics and anime and cartoons like I did. No, you're not going to be able to do that
Like,
for our GCSE.
You can do
Sorry.
you can do it in your own free time. Don't get me wrong, but like when it comes to actual art lessons,
Yeah.
it's not going to be the same thing because you do a lot of like artist study things. You're doing a lot of artist research.
So my opinion is find something within the art curriculum that is the closest to what you enjoy, like pointillism, still life, acrylics, charcoal, whatever, right? Find an artist style that you enjoy with a material that you enjoy painting with and kind of like stick to that. I mean, you won't be able to just do that for the entirety of your GCSE, but it's still something within the curriculum that you can work at and improve on. And once you start improving on it, you actually find that you enjoy it more.
Do not fall under the radar when it comes to homework. Like, you need to do every single piece of homework. Like, catch up, please.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's gonna build up. Because it builds up really, really easily. Have art homework, prioritize that. If it's like an actual drawing thing, it's gonna take quite a bit. So, yeah.
Now, this is for people who not only have just started secondary school, but are kind of, gone through it for a few years. As someone who's seen the rounds in a few different schools, I can tell you that from my experience, and maybe call me paranoid, call me pessimistic, it hasn't always been the best. So I'd say like...
Hi.
Okay.
Recording video.
Hi.
But basically, whenever you're making new friends, whether that just be like when you're first starting year 7 or when you're making new friends in any year, do be cautious about how much information you give them and how much you want to share with these people, because in the end of the day, a lot of the people that you meet in secondary school are not going to be permanent. They're going to come and go, and a lot of the time good people do come out of the waterworks, but these days it is certainly a rarity. So I would be very, very hesitant to share vulnerabilities, insecurities, and stuff like, personal. Obviously, you can tell them like your name and your age and that. You don't have to be that secretive. This is not like, on the computer or anything. What I'm saying is like private life, like your family, where you come from, whatever. It's anything that people can use as leverage. You guys end up falling out or whatever. Just be wary of that. I mean, obviously nobody wants to think about, oh wow, this friendship's never going to last, and whatever I tell them now, they're just going to use against me in the future. Unfortunately, it is a thing that happens, and it is something that happens frequently. It certainly happened a lot with me, and it certainly happened a lot to people that I know, people that in my family, people in my friendship groups. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, this is my advice for someone who's just moved to a new school, whether that be in year 7 or just moved to a new school in any year. Don't overly stress about getting lost, teachers telling you off or something. A big mistake that I made when I was first in year 7 was that I was scared of everyone. I was scared of getting lost. I was scared of being told off by the teachers. I was scared of missing homework because of being told off by the teachers. It's really not that deep. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, people and teachers especially will just fearmonger students. There's a lot of fearmongering that goes on in British secondary schools and probably secondary schools in general, because they're always trying to be like, oh, if you don't do well in your exam, you're never going to get a job and you're going to be a failure for the rest of your life. It's all bullshit in the end of the day. Obviously do well in your exams and obviously try to do your homework and get it done on time for as long as you can and be on time to your lessons. But, when you've just moved to a new school and when you're a year 7, everything is very, very different and very, very scary. So people learn in different ways at different rates. Some people only get lost in their new school for about a week and then they get used to it, and other people it takes like 2 weeks or a month to get used to the new routine and the new area. Don't overthink it. What are they going to do? You forgot your homework, or they're going to give you a detention. So what? Okay, it's not the end of the world. You go to the detention, you get it done, or you don't go to the detention. What are they really going to do? And my last advice for anybody who might be going through exams, whether that be GCSEs, A-levels, hell, even SATs, break it all down into small pieces. If you're anything like me, then looking through an entire exam and an entire curriculum or specification and looking at all the things you have to memorize for the exam, it can be really, really daunting and overwhelming. So just take it all in small chunks. What I like to do is, for example, for English, what I did is I wrote down all the linguistic features that I had to memorize, like similes, metaphors, imagery, personification, etc. And I made sure that I got those down. And then I'd move on to the bigger stuff. Similarly with maths and things like that, with science, get the formulas down and you can move on to the bigger stuff. Because once you have that like backbone, stuff that you know to look for, then the rest of it will come a bit easier. Someone starting year 7, go.
Get a rubber pencil, razor, and rest of stuff.
And make lots of friends in it.
Yeah. I wasn't forgetting this was still here.
Okay, bye.
Also, watch my videos.
Yeah, advice for year 7s.
Bye, guys. Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.